A Canadian mayor who cannot afford a home in the town that she leads? Yup, that's right. You may have read the news story or watched the news story about a mayor in the Waterloo region who's just 28 years old and cannot afford to purchase a home in her own town. The article does mention that she has student loan debt, which could be a large reason why she cannot afford to purchase a home, even though she's making $90,000 a year. But nonetheless, it's stories like these that shed the light on the significant problem that Canada is having, which is affordability. And Chilliwack is really no different than the rest of Canada when it comes to affordability. And why is this? Well, it really remains a supply or an inventory problem. We simply do not have enough homes coming to market in order to meet the demand and in order to cause those prices to correct enough to help with affordability. My name is Jeremy Van Werden and I'm a local real estate agent here in Chilliwack, British Columbia, and this is my Chilliwack market update for August of 2023. Make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you're following me online so that you can be the first one to learn about all things Chilliwack and the Chilliwack real estate market. While we're talking about inventory, Chilliwack has seen an increase in the number of homes on market, but it is very insignificant. And the reason I think we're seeing this lack of inventory really comes down to interest rates. Since last March, the Bank of Canada has increased interest rates 10 times and it's gone up over 500 basis points. Right now, if a homeowner chooses to sell their home and go and purchase another home, they're having to re-qualify at the stress test number, which is 8%. So a lot of homeowners are just choosing to sit tight and see what happens with interest rates. And of course, that has a direct correlation with the number of homes that get listed and how many homes are on market. In terms of home sales, we're definitely in those sluggish summer months of real estate, with home sales declining for the last 2 months. For the month of July, there were only 222 home sales, and that's across all property types. Now that may seem low to you, but if you look back at last summer, it's still 90 sales higher than what we saw last July, which of course along with that came those declining home prices that we saw through fall and winter. Currently, the average sales price across all property types in the entire Chilliwack area, that includes Hope, Harrison, Agassiz, we've seen those home prices decrease on average from $791,000 down to $704,000. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that every single home has lost $85,000 in value. This is an average, so it's likely just reflecting a larger number of home sales at a lower price point. And by looking at the current data, it appears that townhouse sales are what's causing this. Let me explain. When housing affordability becomes a problem for home buyers, we start to see them gravitating more towards lower priced homes, which makes sense simply because they cannot afford more with interest rates increasing. And what kind of homes do we usually see at lower price points? It's condos and townhouses, which is precisely what we see when we break down the data dividing detached homes from townhouses. While there were fewer townhouse sales last month than there were the month before, we actually seen the average sales price of a townhouse increase by $35,000, while the average sales price of a detached home actually decreased by $70,000. So in terms of pricing, there's really a narrowing of the gap between the attached market and the detached market. Another interesting stat, which I know I've talked about before, is months of supply, or the sold to active ratio. Right now with detached homes, there's about 5.5 months of supply in the market, meaning that if no new detached homes came on the market today, in about 5.5 months, all of those homes would be sold. That really gets us close to being back in a buyer's market in that segment of the real estate market. Now, in contrast, with townhouses, there's only 2.8 months of supply on the market, which really technically means townhouses are in a seller's market. And along with this, we're also seeing detached homes sitting on market about twice as long as a townhouse. Now, I'm gonna bring this contrast between detached and townhouse full circle in just a little bit, but you can probably see where I'm going with this. And if we remember back to when the market started correcting in the winter of 2022, we saw the correction start first in detached homes, and then it moved into the townhouse and condo markets in the months following. And now everyone's favorite part, let's talk about what this means for you if you are buying or selling real estate. For sellers, first off, you need to be willing to negotiate. In a market where we're seeing houses taking longer to sell, expect that you may have to adjust your house price in order to get out in front of where the market is. And also, here's 2 realizations I want you to keep in balance. First off, realize that some buyers are gonna take advantage of a quieter and a softer market in order to come in with a lowball offer. And secondly, I've heard multiple stories recently of sellers who got an offer on their home and turned it down just because they felt that it was too low, and then months later, they ended up selling their house for even less than that number. So try your best to hold these two realities in tension, and a good agent can help you out with that. And now for buyers. Playing off of the data that I shared earlier about the difference between home sales in detached market versus home sales in the attached market or in townhouses, use that to your advantage. Now might be a great time for you to be upsizing out of that townhouse into the detached house and saving yourself a lot of money. And the reason I like the move from a townhouse to a detached home is because as the years go by, these detached homes are really going to remain a valuable commodity in a city like Chilliwack, where the population is growing and it continues to densify. And finally, for buyers, there's a good chance that you'll be able to write a subject to sale offer on a property that you want to buy. Now make sure that your home is either already on the market or very close to being on the market if you want to write one of these subject to sale offers. Thank you for watching my market update for August of 2023. And if you need help navigating the current real estate market, I would love to help you out with that, whether you're buying, selling, or investing.